Tonight on Studio One, we get the party started with Dubai Music Week.
Alfie's back delivering a festival of flavour.
And Ilham discovers a story through dance.
It's that show again.
Live from Dubai. Hello and welcome to Studio One. Tonight we've got the latest on Dubai's big music event and a story set way back in ancient India courtesy of Ilham Al-Hamari.
Bit of the now, bit of the then, but it's also day 2 of the guessing game. We're still trying to figure out who was watching last night. I'm still trying to get my head around it. Trying to figure out why last night's player described Taylor Lautner as a beaked bird. Got to be this edge there.
Did you Photoshop this one?
No, that's just, well, that's what he was obviously seeing last night during the show. Taylor Lautner, you're going to have to help me here. Who is Taylor Lautner? I've got no idea.
I think the guy from Twilight
who
always shows off his body. That one.
I'm glad that I didn't have to guess that one. But yeah, we were given the clue, a beaked bird. So somewhere you get that along the line. That's sort tonight. Hopefully tonight's contestant will have a little more luck in the, well, what we like to describe as the Middle East's hottest new quiz sensation.
I'm sure we like to describe it that way, but I'm not sure about the rest of them yet. But before we get started or get too excited, let's get into today's Studio One news.
Yes, indeed. Courtesy of Flash, we're giving you and a friend the chance to meet none other than Welsh pop legend Tom Jones at his upcoming concert in Abu Dhabi. It's this Thursday evening. Tickets are going like hotcakes at the moment, and we're giving you the opportunity not only to be there with a mate, but also, what are you doing to Tom, Ash?
I'm playing with it.
Playing with Tom at the moment. Well, not only will you have the opportunity to play with Tom, you'll also be staying down there in Abu Dhabi for the concert, and you'll get a signed album as well. This poor old bloke
I'm still
spinning
getting
around
used
there.
to touchscreen, as you can tell. Now all you have to do is tweet the following message. I'm going to meet at Real Sir Tom Jones thanks to hashtag Studio One Live. Then email your contact details and Twitter handle to studio1@dmi.ae. The winner will be announced on Wednesday evening on this very show.
Indeed it is. Keep them coming. Twitter, you know where to get your information from. Get onto our Twitter page and Facebook page. Let's go over to the kitchen now, see who is cooking up a festival feast. It is none other than Alfie. Alfie, good to have you back. How's it going? All well?
Hi, Tom, how are you?
How was your summer? Nice?
Very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, just now, from the summer, I bring you one nice food. Look at it. Look.
Oh, really?
Look how many nice things we have.
You brought us the taste of Italy on a plate,
Best
yeah?
of Italy, the place of south of Italy,
okay,
which is I come from. And this one is straight from the sea of the festival, where we make this nice festival around all the Amalfi Coast.
Okay.
But we have all this product from the Amalfi Coast. This one is a typical tomato from Sorrento.
Right.
You see, it's very nice tomato. After you will taste, they will be very nice. And with this nice fish, which his name is Gurnard fish.
Now this is a Gurnard fish.
Gurnard fish, not like it's like red mullet, but is more ugly. But it's very tasty.
Ugly fish, but tasty.
But it's very tasty. What
we
is
like
ugly
those
is
kind of
always
fish.
very tasty.
Yeah, quite
so
right.
this one with some mussel, and then we will see how this.
So you're going to do like a lasagna, yeah?
Like lasagna, but Gurnard fish lasagna.
So
not
ugly fish lasagna.
Yes.
Sounds delicious.
Ugly fish lasagna.
Cannot wait for that one.
It's very tasty. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We'll be catching up with you a little later on. Recipe on Facebook page round about now. That's also where you can get details of this week's competition. If you need a little reminder, here it is.
Studio One gives you the chance to win amazing prizes. This week, you could win an energizing ritual from Maven Spa, beauty products from OPI and Un Natural, nail goodies from Sally Hansen, an ultimate adventure package for 4 at Wadi Adventure in Al Ain. And our star prize, a 2,000 dirhams voucher for the eye clinic at Oasis Center, Dubai. But to win, you've got to play. For your chance to join us playing live on the show, simply email your name and mobile number to studio1@dmi.ae. Good luck.
It's one ugly fish. That is an ugly fish.
That's so mean.
It is an
to
ugly
the fish.
I know.
Anyway, we're going to have it anyway.
Promise you he's not paying attention at the moment, the fish, that's for sure.
Now, just when you thought the events scene in Dubai couldn't get any better, A brand new music week comes along, supported by DXB Live and none other than the hitmaker himself, Quincy Jones.
Yes, big news this one. Expect a full lineup of hit attractions from A-list stars from around the world. Here to tell us a little more is none other than the event director, Issam Kazim. Thank you so much indeed for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
This was huge news to come back from after a little summer holiday away, to come back and think, oh, you've got a few weeks just to ease yourself back into the social calendar here. Not one, not two, but three huge names touching down on these shores, and none much bigger than Quincy Jones. Now, I understand that Quincy was sort of integral and involved in setting up this whole concept. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
See, the thing is, it's a partnership between DXB Live and Quincy Jones' company as well, Global Gumbo Group. And the whole idea was to give people a bit of an insight, rather than just going to concerts, but actually realizing that there's a lot more to the music industry. Yeah. So what we did was we tried to get a bit of a Midem conference from Cannes for the first time out of France, and to have a partnership with them to actually run the conferences for us over here. And alongside that, to have a seminar session where Quincy Jones himself would be hosting the dream team that worked on the off-the-wall, Thriller and Bad albums, three of amongst the top selling albums.
Which didn't do bad, did they? They did all right, didn't they? Those
100 million on its own for Thriller, you know, so not so bad.
I mean, definitely Quincy Jones, and the seminar with him is one of the biggest attractions of the festival. But I mean, I have to ask, you have A-list international celebrities coming from Europe, America, Bollywood, Hollywood, all over. You're basically just connecting all these countries and continents together. So can you drop a few names of the celebrities who we can expect?
Sure. I mean, of course, first off, we have Quincy Jones himself hosting will.i.am and Timbaland in a producer seminar, which, by the way, is going to be used as a platform to discover talent out of the region. So that's big on its own. And the night after that is a will.i.am and Timbaland concert. And I mean, we're getting like requests in, you know, continuously on those concerts. The night after that is Selena Gomez. And the night after that, which is the 28th, we have the Bollywood night, where we have Farhan Akhtar headlining that one. And then we have the Arabic night on the 29th, which is Mohammed Rifi and Mohammed Assaf. Two big names from the Arab Idol and X Factor Arabia winners, so that's huge on its own.
Something for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, very multicultural in approach, not just from the artists that you've signed, but I suppose that's part and parcel of the uniqueness of the week and the festival itself, is the fact that this has become a hub for international music, isn't it?
Exactly. The whole idea was to try and attract and target the demographics of Dubai.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have over 200 nationalities living in Dubai. So we just thought the best way is to get a legendary producer, Quincy Jones, with some of the hottest names from today, covering, like you said, the West, as well as the East, and as well as the Arab region as well. So.
Tell us a little bit more about the seminar, because I believe that it's on for 6 days, and this will be Quincy Jones along with a lot of other celebrities who will be hosting these seminars and workshops. What can one expect from it?
Look, it's a bit of everything in terms of music. So you have keynote speakers from Sony, from Universal, from Pepsi Global, from Sassam, from Anghami, from Savan. So you have that serious edge to the industry. Then at the same time, a bit of a mellow, but again targeting a bit of the more mature audience with the seminars of Quincy Jones. And then of course going back again to the concerts and the more happening scene which people are used to seeing in Dubai. So it's a bit of everything.
I mean, a lot of people will be fascinated and clamouring for tickets for the concerts. In terms of the other side of it, the workshops, the seminars, the speeches, the forums as well, are you encouraging aspiring musicians, aspiring music industry professionals to come and get involved in those? Can they walk through the door and get tickets for those events?
Yes, of course. I mean, see, the concerts, you have tickets for that. You have delegate passes for people who are interested in the conference sessions, and you have the delegate passes such as the Gold Plus and the Platinum Plus, which gives you access to the seminars, to the exhibition, as well as the conferences and concerts. And there's also a band slam that's going to happen, a Pepsi band slam, which is a competition between some of the regional talents, and the winner of the band slam over the 5 days will actually do the opening act for the Arabic night on the last night.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic. Well, so much going on within a span of a week. Well, this is definitely a great festival. And the good news is that the tickets are still available. People can still go online and buy.
Very few left because they're selling like crazy, which is good for us. But I mean, we're trying to accommodate.
Well, the more Selena Gomez keeps tweeting about it, the better, I think, at the moment. She's gone crazy for the thing, that's for sure.
Well, Isham, thank you so much for joining us on the show. The first music trade show in the Middle East, in the MENA region, bringing together so many international artists. For more information, do log on to our Facebook fan page, facebook.com/Studio One Live.
Good stuff. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much.
The legendary Quincy Jones in Dubai soon. After the break, the music keeps coming when Elham checks out the dance of the Devadasi.
Right after this. Welcome back to the show. Now, set in ancient India, the dance of the Devdasi portrays the history of Indian dance, the highs, lows, and its revival.
Ash is going to perform it after this little VT, but before that, take a look at this.
India, a country well known for its many languages, food, architecture, diverse cultures, and traditions which date back to thousands of years. Another important part of this historic culture is dance. Indian classical dance is known to be one of the most comprehensive and oldest dance forms in the world. Today at Medina Jumeirah, we're about to go on a journey through the history of Indian dance.
Indian dance, if you go through the history, the books, the references, from where we know from Harappa Mohenjo-daro era itself, there were evidences of temple dancers, and that's how there were professional dancers at that era. That is, we're talking about 6th century BC, or maybe just before, like few centuries before as well, where we have references of temple dancers, and in architecture, in sculptures. So since then we know that dance is really taken as seriously in Indian culture, and it's a very important aspect where people come together, watch, experience. So that's how I guess it gets the whole society bind together as well. It has changed with changing societies. It has been changing, and I guess it will continue changing. What we do today is very different than what it started as. So it has been under constant improvisation, and I think it is a direct influence of the society, where we dancers, what we've learned, and we are changing it now again. So I'm assuming like few years later people will still keep changing it, but it still remains unique by its culture. It's still Indian dance, and it's definitely distinct than any other world dance style. So I think the flavor remains, but there have been constant changes for sure. To be able to perform Indian dance, it does take a rigorous training. It takes years to develop a particular body language to be able to perform. So it does take very significant training from your minor to major muscles, to a lot of technique of food goes behind it. And then the unique part of Indian dance is using their face as well. We focus a lot on facial expressions, so we actually train our entire facial muscles to be able to deliver what we want to show. So we have eye exercises to cheek exercises to nose exercises, to all of that as well. Over and above, obviously, the physical aspect. Now times are changing, because now this dance is performed on stages, on professional stages. We experiment with our concepts. We tell different kind of stories which people experience and talk about. But initially, yes, it always started with religious texts. So we would just depict poetry is written nicely by our ancient saints and poets. It is difficult for a viewer to understand the moves if they're not trained in that particular style, because it's almost like a language, new language that you have to learn. Like every hasta, every mudra means something very specific. So it's words that we use our fingers to depict. Say every time we do this, we're depicting a girl. Every time it is this, it's a boy. When we do this, it's a husband. When we do that, it's a king. So it's a direct translation of every hand. It does take quite long to get ready for an Indian dance, because it's always larger than life. It's always very elaborate, and we are not supposed to look like normal people. So it takes a lot of layers of makeup, to styling, to costumes, to colors. So it has to be beyond, and it takes almost 3 to 4 hours for each concert. Yeah.
A dancer needs to burn to ashes all the polluted thoughts to bring out the pure gold which is within. Now, close your eyes and show me how you feel.
An art where every action communicates ideas and expressions emotions. The dance form is not only the essence of power and beauty of the Indian culture, but also meditation that continues to attract happiness and peace of mind for those who practice it.
Thanks to Ilham for that wonderful VT on Indian dance form and a little bit about Indian dance history. In the kitchen with Chef Alfonso. And before we proceed any further, happy Onam to all my Malayali friends out there. I know I'll get told off if I didn't mention that on the show. So here's wishing you all a very best of luck for the festival. And it goes perfectly well with our festival themed segment that we have in our kitchen all this week.
Yes, Ash, yes, right. So what we have today, as we said before, we start to prepare the pasta. Here we have lasagna, which previously I cooked, no? Just for give like pre-cooking. After now we will gonna to put again inside, because the secret of this plate, you have to cook half in the water and then for like 3-4 minutes in the juice. So now for make this juice, you can see here, I put oil, mussel, some tomato cherry and garlic, and then just my little bit secret to put little bit skin of lemon, which give always nice taste to the plate. So what we do now, here we have 2 pieces of gurnard fish. We will roast that only for the skin side. We let them to go like this. Then this one we fillet a little bit now, because after we will put between the piece of pasta in the middle. Here we have our fish stock, which previously we let them reduce a little bit to have the right texture like this. So we will add to this other juice here like this.
I mean, so much going on in the kitchen. Clearly, lasagna is not an everyday dish. That's something that you can put together in a matter of half an hour.
Yes. Then another thing is important. When we now, for example, this one is done already now. We take up and we put inside.
Wow.
Like this. So they will give as well, when they will cook, they will give you the right texture to the...
Is this how, because this is, I mean, seafood lasagna, something I've never had before in my life. So I'm really excited to try this one out. Is it the same procedure for regular lasagna that you have with beef?
Yes, lasagna, that one is the classic Bolognese lasagna, which they make with the Bolognese ragu. That's why they call lasagna Bologna, because it's made with this ragu from Bologna. This one, we made it like with the seafood lasagna. So we will have, instead of meat, we will have seafood, because the people, they like lasagna, but maybe they don't like meat. So we'll have this small option. Anyway, now, as you can see here, we will remove a bit this. Here our fish is going, so let's make sure it's get nice seared, but not too much. Then we will turn a bit. We will turn off
that
the...
looks nice and crispy.
Yes.
2.5 minutes to go, Chef.
Yes, of course. Then we let them like this. Now this
so
one,
much going
you
on
can
in
see
the kitchen.
they start to take little bit texture out of the sauce. Then in the last minute, it's very important to put the vegetable, like some fire and zucchini. Like this. So, because zucchini always in the last minute of the vegetable, because they need to be not too much cooked, cooked but not overcooked, so need to be a little bit crunchy. So let them go for just 2 minutes. Here we have our plate. As explained, we have this nice tomato from Sorrento,
Look at
which
this fancy tomato.
is very nice. So that's why this one we cut it like this. We put on the dip of our plate. We will gonna to season it a bit.
Okay, let me ask you the most obvious question that our viewers must be thinking. If we can't find this beautiful fancy tomato, can we just go on with our regular tomato that we can buy from our supermarket?
It will not be the same taste. After, when you will taste, you will see they have total different taste to the local tomato, this tomato, because this kind of tomato you can see, how can I explain you? They have this kind of taste from, is very particular, and then is the texture also is different.
It's
you
the
will see the
authentic way of
acidity
making it.
is different, it's not, is a little bit sweety, not too much acid.
Okay,
So,
minute and a half to go, Chef.
is ready our sauce, as you can see.
Look at that.
Then we have our level. Here, this one we season a little bit oil and lemon, so they will marinate a bit, and then we go to compose our plate. Then we put the first one, then we put 2 pieces of this marinated gurnard fish, then we take little bit of sauce.
Minute to go, Chef.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
Like this, you take some tomato, some vegetable in the middle, lemon, we will remove a bit, so it will not have bitter taste, but if you like, you can eat as well.
Oh, because if you
Then-
add too much of it, it gives a bit of a
Yeah,
bitter
it will give
taste.
bitter taste too much. Then another layer here, like this.
Look at you doing it so fast. I mean,
Oh,
if I
sorry.
attempted this, it would take me forever.
Yeah, it's okay. But as
30
you can
minutes
see,
to
it's
go,
very
chef.
fresh plate. It's very
30
nice.
seconds to go, chef.
Yes, voila. And then the last.
Another layer. Let's
Ecco
get
qua,
Tom
the last
over
one.
to the
For
kitchen.
end it, we will put our nice gourmet fish
Okay,
on the top.
I know that because it's seafood lasagna, are you going to use any cheese in this?
No,
no
absolutely.
cheese.
Only seafood thing. We will use all the things, some vegetables, some seafood. Here we have zucchini blossom. We season it a bit with zucchini and oil, like this. And then we will put
Fascinating.
on
I
top
mean,
as decoration.
you would never expect to see lasagna in this form
Ecco
as well, but then it looks beautiful.
bit of parsley,
Absolutely.
olive oil, the
divine.
last touch as always. And
Here you go,
ecco
Ash,
qua.
here's the forks. 2 forks for you.
So they have the same shape of lasagna, but it's made with the seafood and the vegetable. And trust me, with that tomato,
The
it
tomato
is fresh,
is king,
it's not
yeah?
cooked. Yeah, it's very tasty. It's very
Okay.
Let's try this.
typical. Then these fish, as we say, is ugly, but it's very
Oh,
tasty.
poor fish. Chef, tell us a little bit about which festival this dish is
This one
mostly
is
made
festival
during.
which have place in all Amalfi Coast. Maybe it can be Positano, Sorrento, which they make every like for all the month of August. They make this small party to say thank you to the seafood, to say thank you to the sea. They give us all these nice fish, and even to our land, it is all these
So yummy.
nice.
So yummy. Is this available at Ritz-Carlton?
Yes, of course, always.
That is absolutely divine. Alfie, as always, thank you very much indeed.
So
We'll clear up that plate in just a little while, but we're off for a
Me as
short
well,
break
huh?
now. When we return this time, tomatoes are good as well. We'll be finding out how Fatun does with her chance at the guessing game.
Back after this. Welcome back to Studio One. It's absolute carnage in the kitchen between me and Tom during the break. That lasagna is delicious.
It's gone.
Yeah, gone clearly. Now it's time to play the guessing game where we have to guess what appears on the screen behind us based on the description given by tonight's contestant.
Sounds simple enough, doesn't it? Fatun should be on line 1 at the moment. Good evening to you, Fatun. Oh, no. Hi, Fatun, are you with us?
Hello?
Hello.